Hello, Assalamu alaikum. This is Rahat of RC Education Wadi, and our guest is AI.
All right, let's get started. What specific information or assistance do you need
Our
regarding?
topic is the art of effective listening, how to really hear others.
Great. Effective listening means giving your full attention, avoiding interruptions, and reflecting back what you hear to ensure understanding. It's all about staying present and showing empathy.
So, today we are going to talk about a skill that is often overlooked but incredibly powerful. In our daily life, we spend a lot of time talking, sharing ideas, and expressing our opinions. But true communication is not just about speaking, it also
Exactly.
about listening with attention, empathy, and understanding. Effective listening helps us build stronger relationships, avoid misunderstanding, and truly connect with the people around us.
Exactly. And it also helps reduce misunderstandings and build trust over time.
In today's episode, we will explore why listening is such an important skill and how we can become better listeners in our personal and professional lives. So, to help
So,
us dive deeper into this topic, we have a wonderful guest that is
exactly.
AI. Welcome to the podcast. It's great to have you here, AI. Let's start our question answer
Let's
session.
Sure. Let's start with an example. Active listening involves fully focusing on the speaker, making eye contact, and summarizing what you hear to confirm understanding.
Great. Why is listening considered one of the most important communication skills?
Listening is crucial because it helps build trust, prevent misunderstandings, and strengthens relationships both personally and professionally.
What is the difference between hearing and truly listening?
Hearing is simply noticing sound, while true listening involves actively focusing, understanding, and responding to the message. It's about engagement, empathy, and connection.
Why do people often struggle to listen carefully?
People often struggle because of distractions, preconceived judgments, or multitasking. It takes practice to stay focused and present.
How do distraction affect our
Distraction,
ability to listen?
exactly. When distractions are minimized, it's easier to focus, understand, and respond effectively. That improves communication overall.
What role does impatience play in poor listening?
Patience is crucial. It allows us to fully absorb what the other person is saying, reflect on it, and respond thoughtfully. This reduces misunderstandings and builds trust.
What does active listening means?
Active listening means fully focusing, understanding, and responding thoughtfully to the speaker by using techniques like nodding or summarizing what was said.
What are some signs that someone is truly listening during conversation?
Some signs include making eye contact, nodding, asking clarifying questions, and summarizing what's been said. That shows engagement.
How can body language improve listening?
Body language helps by showing attentiveness. Things like facing the speaker, nodding, and keeping an open posture signal that you're engaged.
How does empathy therapists become better listeners?
Taking a moment to pause, maintain eye contact, and show empathy can really help you stay calm and connected. That builds trust and understanding.
Why is it important to listen without interrupting or judging?
It's important because it shows respect, allows the speaker to fully express themselves, and helps you truly understand their perspective.
How can listening improve relationship with family, friends, and colleagues?
Good listening builds trust, reduces conflicts, and strengthens connections, making relationships more supportive and positive.
Practical technique. What simple technique can people use to improve their listening skills?
Some simple techniques include maintaining eye contact, nodding to show understanding, summarizing what the speaker said, and asking open ended questions.
How can asking thoughtful questions improve conversation?
You can ask open ended questions, encourage input from quieter people, and show appreciation for their contributions. That helps everyone feel heard.
How can someone stay focused when listening to long discussions?
You can stay focused by taking notes, pausing to reflect, and asking clarifying questions when needed. That keeps you engaged throughout.
What is the biggest mistake people make when listening?
One of the biggest mistakes is jumping to conclusions or interrupting before the other person finishes. That can lead to misunderstandings.
How can someone practice becoming a better listener every day?
You can practice by setting aside time each day to focus on listening fully, avoiding distractions, and reflecting on conversations afterward.
What advice would you give for someone who wants to improve their communication skills?
Focus on active listening, maintain eye contact, ask open ended questions, and practice empathy in every conversation. That builds stronger communication overall.
How does culture influence the way people listen and communicate?
Cultural backgrounds can influence communication styles, such as how people express themselves, their listening habits, and even how they interpret tone and gestures.
Why do people sometimes listen only to respond rather than to understand?
Often, people listen to respond because they're focused on their own thoughts or solutions, rather than fully absorbing what the other person is saying.
How can emotional reactions interfere with effective listening?
Emotional reactions can distract us by pulling our attention away, making it harder to stay focused and truly understand the speaker. That's why managing emotions is key to effective listening.
What role does patience play in good listening?
Patience helps by allowing you to fully hear the speaker, reflect on their words, and respond thoughtfully rather than rushing to reply.
Why is maintaining eye contact important in conversation?
Maintaining eye contact shows respect, builds trust, and helps the speaker feel understood and engaged.
How important is tone of voice in understanding messages?
Body language is very important. Things like posture, facial expressions, and gestures can really help clarify meaning and show understanding.
How does body language affect the quality of listening?
Body language can signal attentiveness, like leaning slightly forward or nodding, which makes the speaker feel heard and encourages better communication.
How can parents practice better listening with their children?
Parents can practice by giving their full attention, asking open ended questions, reflecting back what they hear, and staying patient. This helps build trust and understanding.
What simple exercise can people practice every day to improve their listening skills?
Practicing active listening daily can help, like setting aside time to focus on one conversation at a time, summarizing what you hear, and asking thoughtful questions.
As we came to the end of today's one important message, standard listening is one of the most powerful ways to show respect, understanding, empathy, and towards others. When we truly listen, we build deeper connection, gain new perspective, and create stronger relationships.
Exactly. Listening deeply truly transforms conversations, fostering trust and understanding. That's the power of truly effective listening.
Improving our listening skills may seem simple, but it can make a huge difference in both our personal and professional life. A big thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you found it helpful. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask.
Until next time, keep learning, keep listening, and keep growing all our peace.
That's a great point. Continuous practice really makes a difference. By staying mindful and consistent, your listening skills will grow over time.